I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, I understand we don't have minutes here, and we haven't found them electronically yet. We did. Amy, you want to read your minutes from the screen?
It's 7 pages long.
Do we have to read all of them, or can we just review them? I imagine most of us have read them. Yeah, I've already seen. I wasn't here at this one.
Yeah, so do you still want me to read them or review?
No, just let us review. In the interest of brevity.
Okay, our meeting was held on July 23rd, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. There was a motion. Oh, I had to approve the June 2024 minutes with the change that Peter was not present. Correspondence. There was no correspondence. Old business, Laura, Nick, Santana. There was a couple items, the minutes from the April 2022 states. The application is Big Eddie Brewing. This needs to be changed to an A2 Mercantile location if the tenants changes. Then it already says A2 Mercantile is important as occupancy and not name. It should be 90 Main Street Corp. 90 Main Street 150 Corp. We amended the resolutions. The unit spaces need to reflect the numbers.
And they now do.
Yep, so that was fixed.
Resolution.
The resolution to amend the application from Big Eddie Brewing to 90 Main Street and to add the occupancy and spaces. Signage, the board did not receive certified return, or did I miss one?
Yes, you rescinded a previous motion that you had done in the back.
We rescinded motions, to amend the resolution. And these no longer apply. Resolution numbers 12, 14, and 15-2024. Signage, the board did not receive the certified return receipts that the neighbors were notified. Resolution rescinded closure of public hearing. To rescind the closure of the public hearing for signage dated June 26, 2024, and rescheduled the public hearing. Resolution 2024 to remove Big Eddie Brewing and Mercantile name and name it 90 Main Street 150 Corp. These occupancies have been approved. Resolution to rescind closure of public hearing. That was the second time that motion was made. And then we adjourned.
Okay, we reviewed the minutes of our previous meeting, which was August. Anybody find anything you'd like to have changed in it? No, Lord, no, don't do that again. So I'll make a motion to accept the minutes. And I'll second it. Okay, we have a motion to accept the August 24 minutes. And a second, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, back to you, Amy. You have any correspondence?
I have nothing.
Well, I went on the email today and I haven't been on it a week or so. And I guess we'll address this under correspondence because that's all it is at this point.
Okay.
I had a phone call and then got this email since I didn't respond to the phone call or the email. Hello, Ken, Crystal, and other members of the planning board. My name is Max King, and I'm in contract to purchase land located at tax map 14-1-56 in Narrowsburg, Tustin. And just for your memory, it's the Purcell property that is on the end of Oak and Hickory Streets, back in the woods, 50 some acres, and around those streets both go into the property. Never thought up against it. It's been sitting there quite a while. It is my desire to subdivide the property into 10 5-acre lots, 1 7-acre lot, and 1 13-acre lot. All the lots will eventually be used for single-family residential homes, although some may never be developed. Attached is initial sketch plat showing the proposed subdivision. That's what Crystal has pulled up for you. If we want to stop for a minute to look at it. Oops, it went away.
Hold on. Okay, since we're referring to it, want to make notes here for the public to see as well. Down the road. Easy.
So we've got one lot that wraps around the end there at the top, that's 7 acres, because it's got a street at the end of Lake Street actually on it. So that takes care of that. And
I'll get closer for you, sorry.
Okay.
oh, gee, it stands still.
There you go.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
showing the 7-acre lot. And they show 5-acre lots. As she moves to the right, you'll eventually get to the larger lot, which is 13, I believe. Yeah, that's the end of it. Apparently, it didn't divide well in two, so I can see. Now, I'm looking at this cul-de-sac. And I don't know why, other than maybe terrain, that they have the lots on the other side of the road of the, like in front of the other house. I think that would be awkward for the homeowner on that side, because as your neighbor across the road go to cut it down when you don't want to cut down, or let it grow up when you won't want it growing up. It just seems kind of strange. Now, I don't know if we get into length of cul-de-sac, but that's going to be their problem when it comes in. So basically, I'll read on now. All the I've spoken with Craig Snedeker from the Water and Sewer Department. He has informed me that the lots will need to connect to the town sewer system, but not to water. Each lot will have its own well. I've retained an engineering firm to engineer and provide plans for sewer connection as well as the private road illustrated on the plan. If approved, Bruce Bolton will provide a final survey subdivision map based off its plat. But we're not going to approve anything until he gets it here and then we sign it. So that doesn't happen. His firm did the initial survey in 2008. I would like to request that the plan be discussed at your meeting on December 23rd. Once discussed, if someone could send me a list of everything required for approval, I could bring everything along with Bruce to answer any questions on your January 28th meeting. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. Regard Max King III. Well, I think he needs to get a hold of Jocelyn and place a formal application and follow everything that says in it. And he's going to have to show us that the cul-de-sac isn't beyond the limits that we have. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd like a pretty good explanation of why you have the front of somebody else's lot in front of your house.
Exactly.
I think it's just awkward for the problem coming down the turnpike later. He could still have curves in it if he wants to slow people down, but you got a 60-foot road. And if you went from one side to the other, you got 60 feet and 500, 200 or 300 feet or whatever the frontage is to make your curves. And it would give you the same slowdown effect without having somebody else's land on the other side of the road. So, anybody have any other suggestions or have any comments on my suggestions?
Interesting what the purpose of the cul-de-sac is.
Yeah.
Really, it's not like it's a parking issue. And a lot of times you see the cul-de-sacs because they assist with the parking because you have small driving in or more urban areas.
Yeah,
But
well-
here it doesn't seem to,
Well,
unless it's for architectural design, it doesn't seem to.
cul-de-sac is that it's a dead-end road. Right. So you gotta turn around and it's gotta have an 80-foot radius on the end for the fire engine to turn around. Like up at Eagle's Nest, that has the center landscape
Yeah.
of the big thing. He doesn't have that in here, obviously, but
No.
he's gonna have to put it in.
Right. We may have to come back. with the
Well,
new,
he could put it in, bring it back with it in now, but.
yeah,
That's what he wanted, was some things that had to be done, so. Anybody think of anything else?
What is the terrain there? Is it all level or?
No,
no,
it's rocky.
I've been down.
Rocky and
No.
wooded.
Yeah,
I'll go take a look before we get.
Well, you can't see too much, but then the cul-de-sac, it had the wind problem in 2018, with a bunch of trees down to the left if you're at the cul-de-sac and.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's got the creek for Lake Erie has cut down through there, so you've got the slope of the sides of the mountain coming down from the top of the mountain at
Mhm.
Ned's
That's the book right here, right?
Mhm.
That's what I figured it was anyway.
That's the bear, rattlesnake,
Oh, yeah.
have to be mindful
there's
of
a-
that
there's a
too, because
process.
that is,
A rather lengthy one before this
yeah.
moves forward.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a few studies for that.
So I think we go with your recommendation that he start with Jocelyn and. Yeah. Go
And
from
Amy can, maybe you have these things in the minutes, we can send him a memo of what he should make sure he does.
Yeah, I can forward this to Jocelyn and have her
Yeah.
get the application from him.
And remind him that it's gotta be in by the second Tuesday of the month, January, for January 28th.
Looks like there's a tree there.
Well, it has to be into the town before that,
Yeah, that's some more,
way
yeah.
before, because the town, the building department needs time to
That's
process,
from
but they have
Lake
to
Erie,
be denying it, and putting it on your plate by that second.
So there's a creek on the
True, so they backed it up even more.
Right.
Lake
Erie,
it looks
So it's really, when
Yeah,
it's first,
I think that's.
ASAP.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
creek.
To get working with Jocelyn now. So it's okay,
Interesting.
that's the thing.
Can you look at this? I got land ownership maps on my phone that I, see that creek running through the,
See, that's,
there's a creek that runs through the property. That
yeah,
feeds
you
the
see it
lake.
at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you see it? Oh, okay, all right. Oh, I can't see from all the way back here. Oh, okay, so it is visible
We'll
on
have to
that.
move you closer to a smaller screen.
That is.
Oh, okay.
Well, now nobody's seeing
We're having
that.
technical difficulties, please stand by.
Now,
Okay.
Peter, what did the terrain look like in that one?
It's real woodsy and it does go
A lot
up.
of elevation.
It's 800 feet here and it looks like it goes down, but you can see it here, and I think that's the peak. Is 800 and it's more towards the bottom properties, and it starts to go down.
Right. Because the creek
If you wanna
comes
look
up
at
to
this, yeah. show
The
him that.
erosion, just to.
So,
just not do a
I don't know
lot
how
to
he's gonna,
Mitigate that,
Well, look at all the lines.
yeah.
Yeah, so you know that there's a lot of,
yeah, there's a lot of, it's very thick. Got a lot of logging to do.
It sure does.
well, you can just do the place for the house too. They like to build in the forest these days. Yeah, here's a 800-foot line, 1,000 line.
Yeah,
But the bottom from the center up doesn't go down as much with the creek.
How big a creek are we talking?
Small.
it's small, it's
It starts
small,
up,
Not a flooding issue?
but it,
oh, it is.
no,
When the
but it
beaver
does
dam
feed,
comes out of
When the
my
beaver dam-
property.
it does feed Little Lake Erie,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you know, at that drying up.
the pond on 25, which is dam on my property,
How-
comes down
how
through
deep
there.
that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, another one on Buttonhagen Road.
right,
Listen.
Listen, if someone's game for the project.
yeah,
Awesome.
right,
Now,
it's a big
I
project.
could also maybe mention that slopes over 15% need to be considered for driveways and building.
Yeah.
Okay, I mentioned it.
Got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna assume they go through the code before you put the
No,
paper in, but
yeah, if
But
you don't
they
go through
don't,
the code, you're going to be going home and doing it again.
they're doing it all over again.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Old business since it was so long since we met, luckily we don't have any of that.
that's correct. All right.
New business, we have an application that Jim sent down to us for the old Napa building next door.
Mhm.
Um, Jane Sawyer, Janie's Children's Theater LLC has presented an application. Richard, do you have any sent us that you want to tell us?
No, this is my first time at a planning board meeting, so I'm learning as we're going along here.
Well, we're not very good
Hopefully,
teachers.
I'm hoping that you can teach me something and, I can help get through whatever needs to be done.
As an establishing point, we have the owner's proxy here designated Richard A. Nystrom. Is that
That
you?
is me, I'm
Okay,
Richard
just
Nystrom.
making sure. The party of the first part and the party of the second
Doing
part.
it, I type M occupancy for Mercantile.
Okay.
And she put a statement on that she wants to do like quality secondhand items and so on.
Right.
Now Jane has regraded and revamped these lots so that she's got a driveway coming in on the lot closer to the town hall, which is a different lot number, that's 818. And the building's on 817. So it gives her a lot of parking space behind the building, in front of the building. And Richard, something you can do for us next time is get the square footage of the building and how many parking spaces our zoning requires for that square footage. And then show us how you would use them in that space, but there should be plenty of space.
Okay, so square footing of the building and
That will relate to how many parking spaces you need for type M occupancy. It's in the zoning. I could look it up, but I didn't do it today. And then show us that you have that many spaces in those two lots.
Yeah.
Now, since you're done writing, I don't want to
Yes.
go on. Since she's regraded the driveway over lot 8 and has put gravel down for parking there as well as the other one, I think it might be enhance the project to combine the lots together. So there's one
Absolutely.
taxing unit and one thing because so it stays together for sales. It doesn't like decide to sell the parking lot after.
Right.
So I
It
would like
also
to make,
resolves liability issues and anything else
Yeah.
that might occur with a retail establishment.
yeah, that'd cover them a lot easier.
Mhm.
So we're sending that message to James and Richard.
yes. I've already sent a message saying that that was suggested.
Okay,
So I'm trying to keep on top of it.
I whispered that in his ear earlier, so I wouldn't drop it on him here in public. We're-
I
We're
think
on board.
actually Jocelyn had mentioned something about parking also.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to see that there's appropriate parking for the size of the building. So we just have to try to watch that. So. Any comments on this from anybody before we move on?
No.
I have a couple, first of all, I think it's extremely positive that the building is coming back to life. You know, it sits at
Mhm.
an important juncture there. And it does have its own parking, which is obviously a blessing in this town where, as you see on Main Street, it's a nightmare, especially on the weekend. trying to
On
get-
Bridge worse now, there's no parking on Bridge at all.
Yeah, so that's become a bigger challenge, and the fact that the building has its own parking is a positive. I guess one of the questions I would have is, the boulders in front provided a very effective barrier during the renovation. Are they now a permanent feature?
As far as I know, they are.
I think it's good because you're only gonna come in and out one spot now instead of 200 feet up and down the road anywhere.
Right. I believe it also
The
allows
control,
people to walk in and
Enter
out.
and exit, yeah, and the people can walk without getting mugged.
And we always have those questions in terms of anticipated signage, lighting. You know, if you're gonna have outside announcements and or music or anything. I doubt it, but
I haven't heard anything myself. yet.
If he ever puts in an application, we gotta be careful, he's got all these ideas on noise.
Now, there is another location that was the art sale store, am I correct? It was down.
That is still the yard sale store.
Okay,
far as I know.
So this is
This
gonna
will
be
be
a second location?
a different building, not the same store.
Gotcha.
It sounds like a little bit different, merchandise too, and the things she wrote in the end.
Yeah, I believe she
More
also wants to try to, be able to show art on the walls and, like showcase, artist stuff. And, have like larger pieces of furniture that can be brought inside to be shown off.
Mhm.
And, uh, basically a bunch of, different stuff. That's as far as I really know about everything.
It's a fairly large building, all told. The Napa configuration, it was some retail items up front, a counter, and then the rest of their inventory in the back. Do you anticipated, or is it anticipated it would be a flow through all the way, or, you know?
That I'm not sure. There hasn't been any talk about, creating any divider in the two large spaces of the store. There is a, small back area that has a stairs to upper room that isn't really gonna be used except for storage and a little attic space for, in the back. So as far as I know, most of the building is open space
Right.
with, regular ceilings in the front and high ceilings in the back.
Good.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I think it's wonderful. Now, considering what she plans on doing, will she have anything outside to limit the amount of space for parking or just to limit the amount of people getting in and out? Meaning like, if you know, like sometimes you have like, not a yard sale, but you know,
Well, the yard
put
sale
things
is outdoors.
right, but you put things out. Does she plan on doing that? I don't know, or
Uh,
maybe, you know, or.
I haven't heard anything like
Okay,
that.
I'm just asking, that's all. Just curious.
Looking at the other store, you never see much out front.
No, you don't, but I mean, that's a much bigger space that gives them more exposure to
Right,
do a better business or
Right, too.
anything, you know?
if you have some attractive pieces put out front so people will stop.
Oh, absolutely.
This has a lot more.
There are the large windows on the front, so hopefully people will be able to see stuff in there and,
I just wanted
Yeah.
to know, just to drive by and look at things.
oh yeah.
People want
Stop.
I
Of
do know
course.
that you will want to be putting some type of sign up on the front of the building at least. I don't know. if She wants to try to put any signing like, on the pole out front or not.
Well, there's definite sign ordinance, things in the sign ordinance, as long as she follows them, Jim will
Mhm.
approve the signs for her then. But she would just do that through code.
Mhm.
As long as you stay in code, we're fine with it. Okay, what's up first? You make a motion.
Need a motion to do what?
Yeah, well,
To accept the application.
yeah, that's what I couldn't think of saying.
Oh, well, then I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Sure. We have a motion on the floor to accept the application for Janie's Children's Theater LLC on lot 8-1-7 and possibly 8-1-8. And we have a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so next I think, look at our seeker, right? Because this is what they call, I guess, an unlisted action. And I have noticed a couple of things in here that should probably be, changed a little bit. I think they forgot about evils.
You want this?
You want me to read?
No.
All right, do you want to keep yours and I'll read his? Okay, that'd be better because we may need a copy. Always, okay. All righty, we're reading the short, secret. And the project and sponsor information is Jane Sawyer, CO, Jane's Children's Theater LLC. The name of the action or project is the Yard Sale Store. Project location is 216 Bridge Street. Brief description of proposed action is to run a retail store. The name of the applicant or sponsor is Jane Sawyer, CO, Jane's Children's Theater LLC. The address is 86 Arbroath Lane, CL, City is Lawrence, New York, 11559. Number one, does the proposed action only involve the legislative adoption of a plan, local law, or ordinance, administrative rule, or regulation? You check no. Number two, does the proposed action require permanent approval or funding from any other government agency? She checked no. Number three was not, it says, she did not check anything. Total acreage of site of proposed action, there's nothing there online.
Yeah, and there's no change.
Oh, there's no change. There's no change.
Richard, do you know what the acreage is for the lot?
I can't tell you right off the top of my head. I'm sure it's in some paperwork somewhere.
Okay,
Well, I could look it up, but I don't have.
all right. Should I read B or continue?
You can continue.
Okay, B, total action,
No,
total.
you don't have to read that.
Oh, I don't have to read that. Okay,
She's not changing the
that's
one.
not changing anything.
Not building, so
No,
whatever it is, it stays the same.
okay, number, stays the same for number three. Number four, check all land uses that occur on or adjoining or near the proposed action. She checked commercial and other and specified parking lots. Okay. Number five, is the proposed action A, a permitted use under the zoning regulation? She checked yes. B, consistent with the adopted comprehensive plan? She checked yes. Number six, is the proposed action consistent with the predominant character of the existing building or natural landscape? Yes. Number seven, is the site of the proposed action located in or does it adjoin a state-listed critical environmental area? She checked no.
And here we make a change.
Change.
We're gonna check yes.
So it does. Okay.
And it's bald eagle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all we have to say.
That's good enough. I wrote on yours, Mikey, but I don't think,
So
oh, but I forgot.
my copy is your.
Okay, number eight, I'll print one and give it to you.
Yes.
Number eight, A, will the proposed action result in a substantial increase in traffic above present level? B, are public transportation services available at or near the site of the proposed action? She checked no. Letter C, are any pedestrian accommodation or bicycle routes available on or near the site of the proposed action? She checked no. Number nine, does the proposed action meet or exceed the state energy code requirements? She checked yes. Will the proposed action connect to an existing public/private water supply? She checked yes. Will the proposed action connect to the existing wastewater utilities? She checked yes. Number 12, does the project site contain or is it substantially contiguous, thank you, to a building, archaeological site, or district which is listed on the National or State Register of Historic Places, or that has been determined by the Commission of New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, Historic Preservation to be eligible for the listing on the State Register of Historic Places? You check no.
Probably this building that's next door would be eligible,
Right.
but we haven't done it.
Well. Okay, B, is the project site or any portion of it located in or adjacent to an area designated as a sensitive for the archaeological sites on the New York State Historic Preservation Office Archaeological Site Inventory? She checked no. Number 13, does any portion of the site of the proposed action or lands adjoining the proposed action contain wetlands or other water bodies regulated by a federal, state, or local agency? She checked no. Keep going. Yes?
I was doing this too.
Okay. All righty.
Ready now.
B, was the proposed action physically?
What do you think about that?
I don't know.
I'm thinking that maybe it
Maybe
should be.
yes, that's what I was
That's
thinking.
what I was.
I was
not answering you
hesitating.
right away,
Okay, so let's check, yeah, on that.
because it's pretty close. to
It's
the
pretty close because the back parking lot is pretty close. to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna change 13A to yes. All right. 13B, will the proposed action physically alter or encroach into any existing wetland or water body? No. Number 14. Identify the typical habitat types that occur on or are likely to be found on the project site. Check all that apply. Didn't check any. We're not gonna check any.
I'm trying to think, some of those properties on Bridge Street go down to the river, but I do not think this one does.
No,
I think it's cut off by the grass here in the.
that's what I was thinking. Okay.
So I would say it's no.
Okay. Number 15, does the site of the proposed action contain any species of any animal associated habitats listed by the state or federal government as threatened or endangered? And that would
Could be a
be,
yes.
yes, eagles. So we're gonna change 15 to yes, and that's eagles. 16, is the project site located in the 100-year floodplain? Check no. Number 17, will the proposed action create stormwater discharge either from point or non-point sources? She checked no. A, will stormwater discharge flow to adjacent properties? She checked no. B, will the stormwater discharge be directed to established conveyance systems, runoff, or any storm drains? She checked no. Number 18, does the proposed action include construction or other activities that would result in the impoundment of water or other liquids? She checked no. 19, has the site of the proposed action or adjoining property been the location of an active or closed solid waste management facility? No. 20, has the site of the proposed action or adjoining property been the subject of remediation, ongoing or completed for hazard waste? No.
Richard, come forward. They had signed it.
Sorry.
No, I think we're gonna go back to number 13.
13. 13. Yes, page 13.
Right.
Prozac, lands adjoining Prozac contain wetlands, water bodies, regular. Yeah, wouldn't that be yes? Didn't we say that?
We did, but
Yeah.
we have to identify the weapon.
Okay, so put Delaware River.
Delaware River.
I think it should apply here. I don't know.
Sorry,
416.
I didn't even-
Oh, 4/16/24 is very first in life.
Usually I
Seems like a strange time.
Okay.
No, I know. No, I know.
The check was dated 8/21.
Mhm.
Yeah, so.
I know.
4/16.
Oh, that would be so.
Michael, the copy we're gonna give Jamie is this one.
Okay, we're gonna give you.
You need a title for me or?
Well, you were, I don't know what this paper appointed you, the proxy, right?
Yes,
Proxy.
Yeah, property representative.
All right, so we've got to put, well, which one was it, 15? No.
Yeah, Amy.
13.
13.
Making the changes.
Yeah. she's
I
in.
changed it on mine. I just need the last page that's signed.
Oh, Richard,
Oh,
well, go to Amy and re-sign and I'll escape this one.
Okay.
Just sign that one.
Thought you were getting away with that easy.
okay.
Okay.
And then you'll use that one to send into the county, right, Amy?
Yeah.
And the UTC, so they don't get much, they don't like it when we do things, especially across from their building, and don't tell them.
They'll be like, what do you mean?
They get real upset over the vet song.
No.
Need a.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Born coffee.
Well, listen, I'm not.
The stupid thing is, you send it to them, you don't get it back for 4 months, and then you go approved and done on.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they bellow.
Oh, well. So,
Do we need a motion to accept?
We need, and I'll make that motion, we accept the, part 1.
I'll second. Okay, motion to accept part 1 of seeker is on the table and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna do our part two. You want me to read or you look
no.
like you
We're gonna give
probably
it,
read out.
it's all right, we'll go. Here we
This
go.
one's easy.
This one's the easy one. Can I write on this or no? Better not. I'll just,
That's the way you do it.
oh, okay. Will,
We can always print out a new one.
okay, okay.
I mean, you can write on that one.
I can write on that one? I got it,
We
okay.
should print a new one.
All right. Sure. We're gonna read, part two of the sequence.
Okay.
Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use planning or zoning regulation? No, a small impact may occur, right? Will the proposed action result in a change in the use of the intensity of the use of land? No, small action. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No, small impact. Let's prove it. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of the critical environmental area? No, a small impact. Will the proposed action result in the adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and fails to incorporate reasonable availability, energy conservation, or renewable energy opportunities? No, small impact. Number 7, will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies? No, a little, right? Little impact, small. B, public or private wastewater treatment utilities? No, or small impact. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No, or small impact. Will the proposed action result in the adverse change to natural resources? Example, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, or fauna? No, or small impact. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, drainage problems? No, or small impact. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources on human health? Nope. Okay,
All right.
do I have to read the bottom?
You do.
Oh, thank you. Check this box if you have determined based on the information analysis above and any supporting documents that proposed action may result in one or more potentially large or significant adverse impacts on an environmental impact statement is required.
No, you may check the other box.
I'm going to check the other box. I'm going to read it. Check this box if you have determined based on the information analysis above and any supporting documents that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impact. We're going to check that.
I know what we didn't do was name ourselves
Sales
lead
agency, but we're gonna do, all right,
We'll do
so
it now.
we're gonna make a motion then?
Okay, I make a motion that the planning board become lead agency on Janie's Children's Theater LLC. Second that. Motion on the floor to be lead agency. Any opposition or comments? Nope. All in favor?
Aye. Go for it.
Okay. We'll do this one as a backup then.
Yes. That is the backup. Okay. So we have a digital copy and a hard copy. Yes.
No.
All right, and your signature.
My signature?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, what's that?
That's it there.
Okay. Oh, I'll do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull that out. I think that's a big part.
Okay, and now we hand it over.
Apple, we wait for the printed one to.
Oh, we wait for the printed one, okay.
You want one printed out?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're good.
Here's the chair.
And,
There you go.
Hold the pen, fingers are cold.
So that's fine. Oh, no, I always like to do that. I did one time and I had to re-sign everything because I did it.
Yeah, because sometimes they don't copy well.
I know,
It goes back to
it goes back to you.
incoming. Okay,
We need to
the lead
rescind.
agency,
Mhm.
we have an application and we've done the seeker and we're gonna do that. I think it's time to set a public hearing. And
Do we have to do a motion to accept part 2 and 3?
well, that'd be a great idea.
Mhm.
Why don't we do that? I'll make that motion.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our next meeting is
January 28th.
7:25.
That's probably good.
What's that?
I don't see us, we should need a lot of,
No,
I'm not allowed.
and that day is what?
Tuesday.
28th.
28th?
But that's the fourth Tuesday, we're the third.
No, we're the fourth.
We're the 4th.
Okay.
We used to be, now we're the fourth, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
it changes then.
Okay, and it'll be at 7:25, public hearing.
Yeah.
And have to do the cards and everything.
Yes, now, sir,
Yes.
you have to notify all property owners within 500 feet of this property by certified,
Return receipt.
let me catch them. Certified return receipt mail. And there are a lot of them because the properties are small. And we want the green return cards back at the meeting. Or else
The
the green return receipts that you get back get turned into
The
us.
post office, they're the green and white.
And also the green and white ones, but also the green card that's been received.
Right.
Basically establishing that everybody within that area knows that the public hearing is occurring. And they are invited to participate if they.
There are one for,
I have
Or-
a dark one, I can email it to you.
Can you put the, the MID on it?
I can.
Mhm.
I would.
That'll probably be more expensive than the application. Sure it will be.
Mhm.
Posted.
Very
It's about
expensive.
$7 a piece.
Is it more? I don't know, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss with us?
Can he get a list of all the property owners?
Yeah, on the computer.
Okay, just so he's aware of that.
okay,
I hope you're aware. There is a way to do it, but I can't guide you because I don't know how to do it. The county site, you put it
It's a
in,
Johnson.
operate it,
Yeah.
it'll show you how, and I'm sure Jocelyn uses that, so
Okay,
if not, the county will direct you. Because as assessor, I made it work.
Mhm.
and the public hearing is that January 28th,
28th
okay?
at 7:25.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, that will precede the regular planning board meeting.
Right. And in that public hearing, you'll have information hopefully about the building and the parking and all that stuff that we can discuss.
right, okay, not a problem. Do I need to, draw out like say a little site plan?
It would be a good idea.
Yeah, as much.
Pictures are worth 1,000 words type of thing, you know?
Okay,
Yeah, if you draw, I was thinking about it, the building was a 2-car garage, so they put another one on the same size, and got room to park 4 in the front, 4 in the back, and then on the side, should be lots of room.
I'm not sure how she wants to do it, but I'll bring it to them, let
I
them
don't think
figure
she's
it
gonna
out.
be putting much painted lines on the gravel anyway, because it won't stay there.
No.
No,
Just show us that it's available.
Mhm.
not a problem.
At the next meeting, you go from being new business to old business. That's what happens at the actual.
Yeah, any questions, there is staff at town hall and ask the building department. Sometimes the clerk's office, but building department,
Not a
we can
problem.
always shoot them an email.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'll need your email to send you the generic form.
My email is NYST73
NYST 73.
@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, we're done with this, I believe.
Yes,
I did put in vouchers for your pay. Since they had to be in by the 16th and it was before the meeting, I just put them all through, signed as chairman.
They've all
Okay.
nailed out as of today.
well, thank you.
Yeah, because the meeting was 20.
All right.
Great.
You should expect them in the mail.
All right,
Then you want to call for any board comment?
Yes, that's what I sort of did, and then we had some, go forth.
Well, does anybody else have anything?
No, go ahead.
No, we're done.
Oh, I
I'm trying to move
I thought you
forward.
wanted to
Oh,
talk, didn't
oh,
you?
I did too.
I'm trying to move. I'm moving. Have a safe harbor. Trying to move
Yes.
forward adjournment.
Well,
here.
yeah,
Okay,
can we?
looking forward to seeing you in January.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we'll have it in January.
Should we
got
make a
some-
motion
I'll
to,
make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion. We'll keep that going tonight.
Keep that going.
everybody all in favor?
All right. We
Okay.
have to do that.